Zhenya, and this is Zhenya's kitchen, and this is part 2 pirozhki with cabbage, and we're gonna start with working the dough, and then we're gonna start making the pirozhki. So I'll meet you at this big giant board with a little flour and some olive oil. So working with dough, we're gonna start with putting a little bit of flour down and getting our dough out. It's pretty beautiful at this point. It just needs a little kneading. So this is all you're doing. You fold and you press, fold and press, fold and press. You don't want to put too much flour down. We don't want it to be too hard. We want it to be nice and fluffy. And remember, the secret of this dough, to me, is all that oil we put in there. Good amount of fat will make it nice and fluffy and beautiful. Look at that. This is a gorgeous piece of dough. Okay. Now I'm going to prep it for pirozhki. I'm gonna just cut a piece, put the rest of the dough back, and cover it because it doesn't like the air that much. Now I'm taking this piece and make it in kind of a sausage shape, like this. That's what we're gonna do. With every time we're making pirozhki, we're gonna make this kind of sausage and then cut pieces. All right. I'm gonna go back with you in a second because I need to go grab the cabbage because we're actually gonna make pirozhki now. The cabbage is cooled off and it's gorgeous, and I have it in this concoction where it can drip an excess liquid. I'm gonna take some olive oil, put some in the bowl here because I'll need it. And I have this little piece of dough. You can use a rolling pin. I'm just gonna use my fingers, and I'm gonna use the olive oil as well, so I don't have to put any more flour. And I'm just moving the dough, making it big enough to make pirozhki out of. There we go. It's beautiful. This dough is good for pizza too. You can make anything you want. Okay, I think it's stretched it enough. We're gonna take some of this filling, which is our cabbage, onion mixture, and those preserves. And now we're just going to close it carefully. There we go. Pinch it. Pinch it really well. You don't want them to open once they're frying. And then I kind of take my pinching and fold it over. And this is it. This is we have one pirozhok. I'm not really good at making the uniform ones, but this is as good as I'm gonna get in this house. I'm gonna do another one. I take a piece of dough, get some olive oil on my fingers, press it. This one's a little bigger. Okay. See, this dough is so beautiful and it's stretching. Take some cabbage. Now I'm gonna pinch it. I always start with the middle and then go one way, go the other way. There we are. Fold it. Pirozhok. They're totally two different sizes, but hey, they're homemade. So I'm gonna continue making them, and I'm just gonna put them in this little bowl, and then I'm gonna come back to you. We're gonna fry them in, I think, vegetable oil today, and it's gonna be so delicious. We're gonna use our stainless steel pan as well. So I'm gonna come back to you when it's time to fry. We're gonna start with our pan on medium heat, and we're gonna add some vegetable oil to it. Let's see how much we're gonna put in. just like this, about half a centimeter to a centimeter, maybe a little bit more. I want it to be, yeah, all covered. And now while the oil is warming up, I'm gonna tell you one thing. This is the first time in the history of me making pirozhki in this house or my mom's house where I had just enough of dough for just enough of stuffing. Usually we run out of one after another, and we just eat cabbage by itself because it's delicious. Or leftover dough, I put garlic and cheese in and we fry it that way. So I think this is pretty hot at this point. Let's start. We can do a little test because a little bit of piece of cabbage stuck here, so we're gonna see if it's gonna do something about it. Yep, it's slowly cooking. So it's on medium, so there's not gonna be a crazy sizzle or anything. So I'm gonna take pirozhki, that little seam side out, and put them in oil. I'm gonna start with 3. That's it. We're gonna wait for them to cook, and then I'm gonna come back to you when it's time to flip. It's gonna take a couple minutes probably. I'll be right back with you. About 3 minutes have passed, so we're gonna flip the pirozhki. You can see from the outside already that they're cooking so well. Look at this gorgeousness, and they got even fatter. There we are. So also, when pirozhki are shaped like this, at some point I will cook them like this, standing up as well. So this is it. I'm gonna give them 3 more minutes, and the one that actually has that side formed, we're gonna cook standing up for another minute or so, and that's it. So next time I see you, we're gonna have the most delicious taste test, and it's gonna be crispy on the outside, warm, delicious, and very cabbagey on the inside. So we turned out with 16 delicious, almost all different size pirozhki. They are amazing, they're beautiful on the outside, and let's see how they are on the inside. It goes. Mouthful. So good. The dough is fluffy and light. It's filled with cabbage so nicely. I don't think there's much of an empty space at the end. It's just all cabbage. Cabbage is a little bit salty, a little bit sweet. You don't taste the apricot preserves anymore. You just have that little bit of sweetness in the back. This is so perfect. This is delicious. This turned out just like we wanted. I'm Zhenya. This is Zhenya's Kitchen, and this is my take on pirozhki with cabbage.